Freaky. Airborne, Yukio over the top of the front line. Chronic's got to dive from the corner and gets it out to Tox into an open net, though. That'll be goal number 1. Freak Zone Company.
Oh, well played, Tox. This is a pretty clean start. It's really just a Chronic needs a clear, and to be honest, he gets it. It's just right to Tox. That was really his only touch. He didn't really do anything wrong.
Freaky in the midfield, just shoots dead center. Ixo dives off the backboard, makes the save. Yukio will clear it to midfield. A Chronic looking for the pass, but Ixo intercepts it into an empty backfield again. 2-0 Aether.
Yeah, don't try and force that one through Ixo. He really did have that one read all the way through. He saw that ball head out to a Chronic, and
For the clear from Ixo is good to midfield, but a Chronic counters it. Back in front of the box. Godzilla for the shot. Misses. Tox trying to gain control. And an empty backfield for the 3rd goal in a row. What is happening with BS?
Well, Freaky believed that Godzilla was getting a touch here, and then that's why he starts moving forward. He doesn't even think for a second that Tox is ever going to have a touch, so Freaky really just caught expecting something else to happen.
3:15 left to go in game number 1. It has been all Aether, and all of their goals coming on an open net. Well, that one sort of halfway counts as Godzilla wasn't quite able to dive across. 4-0 as they run away with this game.
You ever seen a worse start to a semifinal for a team? I'm not sure I have. This one's bad. I mean, that first
competition was when the goals happened. And I love the aggression from the team. I love that they're like just committing and believing in each other. The problem is when the whiffs happen and Ixo turns it another one. And when Ixo's been as on fire as he has been today, you're gonna have your hands full.
Yeah, Ixo's always been a fantastic goal scorer, and Yukio put that one in a great spot for him. It's choose
left to go, half the game, but a 5-goal deficit at this point. This competition just trying to gain a little bit of control back in the series, and this one well placed. The goalie not going to be able to dive for that one. An unsavable shot from a Chronic.
One you definitely needed. Freaky able to sneak it through 2 people over on Aether's side, and Tox, I mean, he's right that should not be happening, and that's why we expect game 2 to be different. But at the same time, like you said, you got to give a lot of credit to some of the shots that Aether punch, but the problem for BS in competition is that, well, never mind. The Chronic's just broken him out and put him in a one-on-one. He's going to turn it into a goal. It was going to be a problem until he won the challenge right there. I think so that quick recovery as well to beat Yukio pays dividends, and Tox.
BS competition was losing by 2. Here in game 2, they're now up by 1, so already much better start as they figure out the rotation thing, and they'll make it 2! Oh my goodness, shooting behind the goalie's well-placed shot. Freaky makes it a 2-goal lead.
It's because this approach from Godzilla is so weird. He just backflips it because he's trying to delay his car arriving with
Yukio challenging Godzilla. Both players demolished. Tox will have some space with this ball. Moves to the midfield, but now looking for goalies, and it does it! The dual threat, the fake on the control, gonna give them their first goal.
What a shot through traffic here from Ixo. This is tough to read. There's a lot of people coming up to get this ball, and I don't even know how he decides to go back post there. What a
player in the box looking for goalies. 4 seconds left, and Ixo's backwards. 3 players out for BS, though, and Ixo can't gain control. Off of his wall. Off the wall again, and Tox is gonna try and keep it up. Pinch it to an empty corner, though, and it'll take, it takes what a roll. Tox is up for this, but into the ground. Okay, they got one lucky. Yukio now airborne down to Ixo, well placed, just too high. Yukio in the follow-up will put it in, and just after the first minute, we've got Aether back on top.
Great shooting, Yukio, and how about the pass? Tough chance for Ixo, but he doesn't hit it too high. He keeps it just above frame. That goes off. Let it turn it in.
Ixo off the ground. Freaky will get up for the block here, but it's just a little bit of a temporary block. Is this there for Yukio? Up for 90, well placed. Aether up by 2.
And you can see Yukio's approach here. He knew this ball needed to go right side because he saw Chronic coming. And so he just made sure to get all the way around the backside of that ball. And
left and shoots right. Like just such car control from Yukio there.
Yeah.
And a demolition to pave the way. They're going to get 3. Godzilla's not going to get there off the respawn. Aether starting to run away with game 3.
It's the bump on Freaky in the midfield. There's that demo off screen, and then right as Tox is coming down off that wall, there's a bump on Freaky as he's rotating back, and that means he is...
Demolition from Freaky. Help open the door for a Chronic, and he puts it on the back one again. Tox gets enough of a stop to keep it out of the box, but isn't it up?
Wow!
No! The touch from Godzilla sets it up for Freaky, and they've got 1.
A Chronic, I mean, how about the speed to come off that wall and force Tox to make a weird touch, and Freaky just willing. That's some...
That goal could have really opened up this end game. trailing by 2 in the final 30 is going to be really difficult. Chronic gets demoed here.
one.
Godsmill's got to get the bomb. He does! It's open for Freaky. 20 seconds left. They've got a chance.
Now finally they miss a challenge here in the midfield. Ixo gets played by Godsmilla. I think he was expecting more on that flip reset. And Ixo just got dusted, and how about the follow-through to get the
pass to Godsmilla. Soft over the top of the one. 3 seconds left, but no. The defense sorts itself out, and the ball will hit the ground. Aether able to sneak up to get up and block it. It significantly limits the shots he has with how closely he chased that ball. Now a counterattack going from BS. Oh, they miss on the backboard. He drops it in. A Chronic will score goal 1.
Man, he was committed. I mean, yeah, that pass from Godsmilla comes out and he gets the touch, but how many people decide, yep, sticking with that one, redirect from your own half and just be like,
bluff, and got paid. Godsmilla now with the back pass to a Chronic. They'll send it to the sky.
oh,
With the redirect back to a Chronic. The pass play is beautiful, and BS is up by 2.
Ooh, freaky. Talk about a takeaway touch here. Floater from a Chronic, and yeah, let's just drop it back down. Bye-bye. We'll see you later.
3 passes there. You have a lot of time left in the clock. Chronic just driving straight past that ball on the ground, though. And now taking the pass into Freaky. They set it up and shoot to the near post. 3-0 BS competition.
This is just great understanding. A Chronic not picking up that boost, and Freaky knowing that a Chronic really can't do much, and sees that positioning from a Chronic and get bumped up into the ceiling and find a dunk a couple of days ago. I feel like any time he decides he's going to commit to it, he can get scored. As Freaky here, going to put game, 4, well out of reach.
Man, so back and forth here. As Ixo maybe getting zoned a little bit by the lead, and it has been the team that scores first wins in all 4 games so far. We'll go into game 5. No closer to no. Overtime starting to glimmer on the horizon. First time in the series, there was a demolition of Chronic's going open. That's the shootout and missed. Godsmilla will get a chance too. And he put it in. How do they have this much space? 2 seconds left, and BS goes on top.
Well, because a Chronic jumping in that ball freezes Tox. I mean, Tox is committed to defending a Chronic's touch, so he's playing it from the backboard, and as soon as a Chronic missed, Tox has to try and get himself in a more stable position on the floor, and so he's a little slow to jump back up and get in the face of Godsmilla. And wow, how often do you see a whiff make the
one onto the backboard? Yukio gets it away. Godsmilla will try to adjust on this, but doesn't find a midfield boost, so he's got to rotate all the way back. Freaky with a stop on 1, and Yukio into Tox on the open net. They'll put it in. 40 seconds left, and they might send us to game 7.
Who was that got beat on the line? Is it Godsmilla? Yeah, he's camped back here, and oh, he was thinking that they were going to continue that dribble up the wall, so he starts heading out that way to challenge him, and he realized too late that, wait a second, I have just given up the net, and then he got beat. Gotta give credit to Tox, though. That was a quick backboard lead, and the Chronic's gonna tie it up on the kickoff.
Well done, a Chronic goes on the kickoff. Freaky gives him the pass. He picks up the midfield boost. 3 touches from kickoff to goal, and we're right back. Yukio will read him and put it back to midfield. But he's out of boost. He leaves it for Ixo. Ixo versus a Chronic. The matchup to watch. They get the demolition, and a Chronic can't block him. Tox scores. We go to game 7.
That's twice that Tox has been able to get up in front and just jam one in right above the net. Ixo very familiar with the get the ball out of the corner. That's definitely a strat. I remember seeing it with that second player and leave the third man deep.
So they're trying to combine the aggression of game number 1 with the cleanness of the last few games, but no, Yukio on a just small whiff in the goal will get goal number 1.
A Chronic was initially playing a different play from Tox, and that's what takes him up the backboard there, but as soon as
Godsmilla and company will have to break the trend. Chronic pass 1, rotating onto this, pass to Godsmilla, shoots well, behind the rotating in defense, we're tied up.
Could you ever doubt it? As soon as you saw this pass come out of the corner, look at a Chronic get back to this one straight into the middle of the pitch, and every time that is delivered.
Open up some space, Freaky down to Godsmilla. He gets it past the front line, but he has to go to the corner, and now the back pass to a Chronic. Up against Ixo, shoots the far post. They pull the defense left, right, create the opening, and take the lead.
They kept getting their boost stolen. They were trying to just drive back and forth and pick up all the pads. Ixo isn't even thinking about the play right there.
An opportunity, but with 18 seconds left, they've got to be productive. They can't afford to lose the challenge. Yukio through 1. Looking for the bumps on a Chronic. Tox puts it off the wall. Ixo's got an open net. Up for 90. Tie game.
Oh my goodness. How does Yukio win that ball through Godsmilla? Godsmilla didn't even get a piece of him. I thought that was the end right there. And Acronic obviously has to dive at that shot from Tox. I mean, you keep pulling them left and right and stealing all their boost. Floater towards the right side of the net. Godsmilla in time. And Acronic with a little space comes up big. Empty Ixo to Tox. Right side. Demo in. Aether are going to go to the grand finals.
Aether find a way through in overtime. What a pass play. Heading in to try and find it and forcing an own goal out of him, too. What a way to do it. It's going to be Aether.